Welcome to the Sales Lab.
Give us a little bit of your background. Where did you go to school? How did you find your way to Boston Scientific? All of that.
Yeah, definitely. So my name is Solomon, and I studied electrical engineering at the University of Texas at San Antonio. So I'm from San Antonio. I went to high school there and stayed there for college. And as soon as I got my electrical engineering degree, I said, I'm ready to start making some money. And I kind of took the first engineering job that came my way, and that was in electrical design. So I was responsible for designing all the electrical systems that went into commercial buildings. And like many typical engineering jobs, I was in an office a lot. I was sitting behind a computer most of the day, and most days I was doing the exact same thing from the time I got there to the time I left. And the repetition of it kind of drove me crazy. I don't like doing the same thing every day. I don't like being at the same place and talking to the same people and kind of having a Groundhog Day life, so to speak. So I kind of tried to find something that was nearly the complete opposite of that. And a friend of mine told me about the job she was doing, which was cardiac rhythm management at Boston Scientific. So that was checking pacemakers and defibrillators, helping with the implants of those devices. And she was telling me every day she's in a different hospital. She's working with physicians and surgery. And so that sounded pretty cool to me. And it also sounded like a way for me to directly see the impact that my work had. In engineering, it's rewarding at the end of a project. You might see a building go up, but in the healthcare field, almost on a daily basis, you get to see the change that you make in people's lives. So I was immediately drawn to that, and I interviewed for the cardiac rhythm management position at Boston Scientific and moved to Houston for that job. And I loved it. And I did that job for about 4 years. It was very technical and learned a lot of sales skills. But then, from there, I had options to branch out into different divisions. So I stayed within cardiology, and I moved to the electrophysiology division, which was very exciting. It's a new and up-and-coming division kind of in the medical field. And it was super challenging, and there wasn't that many people that were a part of this division at Boston Scientific.
And give us a little, make that concrete. What is the electrophysiology? What does that entail?
Yeah, no, good question. This is kind of the long-winded answer that I give to people when they ask what you do. What do you do? It's hard to explain, but in the electrophysiology division, we deal with treating cardiac arrhythmias. So a lot of people, they can have fast heartbeats for a number of reasons. It could be a bunch of different arrhythmias. It could be atrial fibrillation, atrial flutter, AVNRT, pathways. There is a whole slew of different possibilities. So when patients are having these fast heart rates, we need to figure out what is going on. What kind of rhythm are you having? So a lot of the times that requires a mapping procedure. So the patient comes in, we put some catheters in the heart, and we start to create a map based on the electrical activation of that chamber. So we can see exactly what is the pattern that your heart is beating in based on the electrical signals it's emitting and the timing of those electrical signals. And once we've identified, what is going on in this heart that's causing it to beat in this way, we need a way to fix that. So that is where the cardiac ablation portion of our job comes in. So you've identified what's going on. Maybe it's some kind of loop that's happening in the heart. Maybe it's some irritable singular spot, and cardiac ablation, and we go in and we destroy it essentially. And there's a couple ways of doing that. One way is to burn that tissue. The other way is to freeze that tissue. And the third way is the newest thing that's kind of in the field of electrophysiology, which is you deliver electrical impulses to it in a specific waveform that causes the cell to create pores. And I can dive into that later, but it's really revolutionized the way we do cardiac ablations.